In ancient Rome, under the weight of the empire, Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher king, faced relentless challenges both in his public duties and personal life. Betrayed by those he trusted and facing the inevitable shifts of fate, he found solace and strength in Stoicism. This philosophy helped him navigate the turbulent waters of human emotions and relationships, teaching him and us through his writings the art of emotional detachment. Join us as we traverse the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius to learn how to emotionally detach from those who no longer serve our peace and growth. This journey is not about indifference, but about finding freedom and resilience in the face of life's inevitable changes. Rule 1: Understand what's within your control. In his meditations, Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Imagine you are at the helm of a ship in a storm. You cannot control the wind or the waves, but you can steer your ship. Similarly, we cannot control others' actions or feelings, but we can control our reactions and thoughts. Reflect on a moment when you felt overwhelmed by trying to control something out of your reach. What was it, and how did it affect you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Rule 2: Practice objective judgment. Objective judgment, as taught by Stoicism, asks us to strip away our biases and view events as they truly are. The farmer who sees a storm ruin his crops can either view it as a personal misfortune or as a natural event that occurs and is beyond personal control. Consider the story of a seasoned general who, upon losing a battle, instead of succumbing to rage or despair, calmly planned his next move. His detachment from emotional turbulence allowed him to think clearly and act wisely. How often do we color our judgments with personal feelings and past experiences rather than seeing them for what they really are? Rule 3: Acceptance of what is. Acceptance is a core Stoic principle. Marcus Aurelius believed in embracing life's events, even the painful ones, not with resignation but with vigor, as they are part of the natural order of the world. Imagine a wise old tree that bends in the strong wind but does not break. Over the years, it has learned to sway with the gusts, not resisting what is beyond its control. Rule 4: Use reason over reaction. Using reason over reaction prevents us from becoming slaves to our impulses. Aurelius advised that we should not feel flames where there is no fire. Picture a diplomat who, despite being provoked by insults, chooses reasoned dialogue over angry retaliation. His detachment from knee-jerk responses maintains peace and opens the door for constructive communication. Can you recall a time when a calm, reasoned response would have served you better than an emotional one? What might have changed? Rule 5: Embrace change as natural. Change to Aurelius was as natural as the seasons. Just as winter gives way to spring, so must we allow old connections to evolve or fade, making room for new growth. Consider the ancient city of Rome, which saw empires rise and fall. Those who thrived were the ones who adapted, who saw the end of one era as the beginning of another. Rule 6: Seek inner contentment. Stoicism teaches that true happiness comes from within, not from external attachments. Aurelius believed that inner peace was a fortress that no external adversity could breach. Envision a scholar in his study, surrounded by books and the soft light of a candle. Though the world outside is chaotic, he remains content in his pursuit of knowledge. Rule 7: Practice daily reflection. Aurelius maintained clarity through daily reflection, examining his actions, thoughts, and emotions to align with his Stoic values. Imagine a day in the life of Aurelius, beginning and ending with reflection, a practice that anchored him amidst the storm of his duties and personal tribulations. Rule 8: Cultivate self-sufficiency. Stoicism advocates for self-sufficiency in managing our emotions and actions. Dependence on others for our happiness and peace is precarious. Stoicism advocates for self-sufficiency in managing our emotions and actions. Dependence on others for our happiness and peace is precarious. Think of a mountaineer reliant only on his skills and resolved to reach the summit. His journey is a metaphor for emotional and psychological self-reliance. Rule 9. Emphasize actions over words. Aurelius was a man of action, not just words. He knew that true detachment and wisdom are shown through deeds, not just intent. Consider a quiet hero who, instead of speaking of change, actively volunteers to better his community. His actions speak louder than any speech. What actions have you taken that speak to your core values more loudly than words could? Rule 10. Maintain perspective. In the grand scheme of the universe, our troubles are small. Aurelius used this perspective to detach from the drama of human affairs. Imagine looking at the Earth from space, seeing it as a small blue dot in a vast cosmos. This perspective can shift our understanding of what truly matters. When have you felt a shift in perspective that changed your approach to a problem? If you're inspired by the Stoic path to emotional detachment and want to explore more about how these ancient principles can be applied today, consider subscribing. Join our community of modern Stoics who seek wisdom in the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. As the stars began to sparkle in the night sky over his quiet palace, Marcus Aurelius found solace in his reflections. He understood that life's connections, while meaningful, are temporary, and that true peace comes from within. Like Aurelius, we can learn to detach, not to isolate, but to free ourselves and grow.